Morning, My Maths Group. Unbelievable. Friday already of the first week. Well done for getting back into the swing of things. Now, for today's arithmetic, we're going to be focusing on using the formal written method of division, presenting the remainder as a decimal. So all the questions that you will be getting today will have a decimal answer. Now, we've looked at the method of division, in particular dividing by a two-digit divisors at the beginning of the week. Let's see what we need to do to present it as a remainder. So we have got 3,230 and we are dividing it by 14. I'm just going to change the colour of my pen. Now remember, we need to keep the 14 together and work through each stage. How many 14s go into 3? Well, that is 0, so we need to exchange of 3, so that is now 32. Well, how many 14s go into 32? Now we know that 2 lots is 28. So I can't add any more onto that, otherwise I will go above 32. So how many 14s go into 32? Well, that is 2. What's my remainder? Well, I need to subtract 28 from 32, and that will leave me 4. Now I need to work out, well, how many 14s go into 43? Well, if I add another lot of 14 onto 28, so let's add 10 onto that as 38, add another 4 is 42. So I can see that 14 goes into 43 3 times. What's my remainder? Well, I'll subtract 42 from 43, and that gives me a remainder of 1. Oh, how many 14s go into 10? Well, that is 0, isn't it? Now, because we're at the ones place value, we're now going to go into decimal numbers. We need to put our decimal point in here, extend the bus stop. We need to exchange that 10 over here, and then put our place value in as well. Oh, how many 14s go into 100? Well, I know that 3 lots of 14 are 42. So if I doubled that times 6, I just need to double 42. So that is 84. Will another lot of 14 go onto that? Well, it will do, won't it? If I had another lot of 14, that is 98, which is 7 lots. So this will be 0.7, but I've got a remainder of 2. I need to put my place value holder in here. Now I do the same. How many 14s go into 20? Well, that is 1, and I have then a remainder of 6. Now with this remainder as a decimal, just work to 2 decimal places like you did the last week before the half term. So any questions today with the arithmetic starter, just work to 2 decimal places. Sometimes it may stop after 1 decimal place, but if it doesn't, stop after 2. Right then, children, your opportunity to have a go now before we work through it together. So pause the video and have a go at 9,214 divided by 14. Right, well done, children. So let's have a look at the answer. So we've got 9,214, and we are dividing that by 14. Again, we keep 14 as it is. And what you may have noticed is that I've used the same divisor this time, but we'll go through exactly the same. How many 14s in 9? Well, that is 0. We need to exchange the 9. Ooh, how many 14s in 92? Ooh, well, let's try and work this out. If I multiply 14 by 10, that's 140, and that's too many. But if I divide that by 2, I can get 5 lots, which would be 70. Just using my multiplication facts here. Well, that's not enough at the moment, so if I added on another 14, I get to 84, which is 6 lots. So 14 goes into 92 6 times. What's my remainder? Well, I need to subtract 84 from 92. And that will be 8. Now I'm working, how many 14s go into 81? Well, 6 lots is 84 and that's too many. I can see that 5 lots are 70, so it would be 5 lots. What's my remainder left? Well, if I subtract 70 from 81, I get 11. Now I'm working out how many 14s in 114. Ooh, well, my multiplication facts at the moment are only multiplied by 5 and 6. At the moment, that's not helping me much. So if I add another 14 onto 84, I get to 98, which is times 7. Can I add another lot of 14 onto that? Well, let's have a look. If I add on 10 to 98, I get 108. If I add on the 4, I get 112, which is 8 lots. And that's just below 114. So 14 goes into 114, 8 times. Ooh, but I've got a remainder of 2. So we need to put our decimal point in, expand the bus stop, put our place value holder in, and exchange the 2. How many 14s go into 20? Well, that is 1, and I have a remainder of 6. We need to put our place value holder in. How many 14s go into 60? Ooh, I've got my multiplication facts down here. I can see that 5 lots is 70, so that's too much. So if I subtract 14 from 70, I get 56. So how many lots of 14 go into 60? Well, that is 4 lots, and I've still got a remainder of 4. But because I've worked to 2 decimal places, that's all we need to do. Now down here, you can see an example of one of the questions in your arithmetic starter for today, and that is 422 divided by 12. You've got 5 questions. I've kept the divisor the same. Right? So rather than worrying about multiples of that divisor, I just want us to really concentrate on using that bus stop method and what we do with the remainders and put it as a decimal. So have a real good go. Watch the video again if you need reminding. Work through it. The answers at the bottom of the sheet, and then you can move on to the main part of learning. Have a really good last session of the week, and I will see you next week for your arithmetic starter on the Monday. Have a really good weekend, everybody. Well done for a super first week back. Enjoy today's learning. I will see you Monday.